Okay, so in this video we'll be looking at working with the terrain, and first part is just about importing a CAD file to actually start and work with the terrain. So I'll start a new project. I will use the template that we usually use, the 2020 here, and create a new project. Say OK. And it just needs a bit of time to load it in here. And we get into our starting page. First thing I do is I clean up the file a bit, and it's not that you cannot do it without cleaning up the file, but it's just to give yourself a little bit of a better overview. So I take the floor plans and I delete everything from foundation up to roof, so I just have the side left. There we go. And I do the same in the ceiling plans. I just delete everything here. So now I just have the side plan left here. Without there, we can see what we can always see. If we go into the elevation, you'll note that I actually still have my levels here, and I could delete them, but I'll just keep them here for starting point. The bottom one I will rename to 00, 0 elevation, just to outline that this is kind of like the 0 point for my elevation. Also in relation to the landscape when I put that in. The rest I'll just keep here. No rush to work with that. The next thing is to go in and find the map in AutoCAD, and the map we'll load consists of the height curves and the outline of the sites of the different houses, as well as the names of them. First point is I go into Insert and I say Link CAD. You might in some cases use Import CAD, but it's really rare. It just takes up a bit more space in the file and consists of a lot more information. By linking, we get the information in and I can use it, but it's not actually part of the project. So in most cases, we use this one. As you can see, I pressed once. Then I have to find my file, and you, of course, use the one you downloaded from It's Learning. I have one in OneDrive, ICT, Revit, site. And then I'll just look for the latest one. Should be this one. And I just select it once. Then down here, I check a few things. First of all, current view should not be checked on. So leave that unchecked. Colors, we can preserve them. It's not important for what we do. It's just when we build up our CAD files, we have different colors on the different layers because they have different meanings. So it becomes a lot easier for us to differentiate them. It's not important for what we do here, but we'll just leave it as at preserve. Layers, let's just select the layers we need in the model we need to work with. For this one, I've sorted out, so there's only the relevant layers. Otherwise, if you're in doubt, you can use visible. Then we just import the layers that's visible in the actual file, or you can say specify, then you can select the layers yourself. But for this one, we just take all. We also have units, because when we look at files that we get from people working with sites and measuring that up, they almost exclusively work in meters, whereas we work in millimeters. So before we would often have to select meters in order for Revit to scale up. Right now we can use AutoDetect because Revit can, in almost all cases, detect it itself and scale up, down according to what we need. But we always make a check afterwards just to make sure. So AutoDetect here, we take center to center, so it just places the file in the center of the view. Again, this is very specific for landscape. Usually I would use origin to origin, so we are sure that things actually fit, but not in this case. We can use center to center. Place at 0 elevation, so it's placed in the right view. And put it into view, check that on, and say open. There we go. This is the AutoCAD file linked into our project. So quite simple and easy. If we look at it in 3D, there we go. You'll note that it seems weird and it's cut off. Again, that's down here. If we crop or do not crop, press do not crop, and then we can see all of it. So this is what we have to work with, and in an elevation, looks like this. And you'll note here that the landscape is placed up above our levels, and at some point we have to link in our project and then start to pull it up there. So this is the starting point. Next step will be to actually work with the landscape and creating that.